Good evening, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us for 12 News at 10. I'm Kadiva Devine. We begin with breaking news out of West Phoenix. A man is seriously injured after being shot by Phoenix police. Let's go straight out there to 12 News journalist Chase Golightly. He is joining us live outside of the complex near 35th Avenue in Osborne. And Chase, what we do know right now is that this all started with a domestic violence situation.
Caribbean, that call-in came in just after 6 o'clock tonight, and you can see all these hours later, we still have a very active and large police presence here. And as you mentioned, yes, this all did start as a call for a domestic violence situation. When officers arrived, they said they encountered a man with a gun. They said that man refused to obey any orders that were given to him, and at that point, that's when the shooting happened. They said the man suffered life-threatening injuries and was taken to the hospital to be treated. Now, we spoke with one neighbor who didn't want to give us her name, but she did show us video of the aftermath showing officers giving that man chest compressions. While she doesn't have video of how this all started, she and others said they heard multiple gunshots ring out.
It was like 6 or 7. I got scared. I was like, they're shooting, but I just stood there in place. I don't know what to do. Them doing CPR on him, trying to resuscitate him, but he was already gone.
Now, at this time, we don't know if the man with the gun shot at officers, but I will note there are currently 3 incident command centers here, 2 for Phoenix Police and 1 for the Arizona Department of Public Safety. It's something that we don't usually typically see during shooting situations like this. I was told by Phoenix Police that they will be providing another update on this situation, specifically how this whole situation started. We'll be sure to bring you that update as soon as we receive it. We were told it should be happening here shortly. For now, we're live in West Phoenix. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
And Chase, can you give us an idea of what the traffic situation is there? You know, we've got a lot of events happening this weekend or tonight across the valley. What roads are blocked off in that area?
I'll tell you, for the roads right here is just honestly this little section by the apartment complex. You don't really have any major roads or cross streets. Like I said, for 25th Avenue, that's open. Osborne is open, this area. It's really only in this specific section of where the apartment complex is. So that's the only place that's blocked off. So if you are taking any major intersections in this part of West Phoenix, you don't necessarily have to worry about it. It's really just this section right here in front of those apartment complexes.
All right, good to know. Chase Golightly out live near Osborne and 35th Avenue. Chase, thank you. A man has died after a shooting at a Tempe Motel 6 near Broadway and Mill on Monday night. Police say that just after 11 p.m., 3 people were involved in an argument, and during the fight, one suspect shot the victim, John Phillips. He was taken to the hospital but later died. Police have since arrested 27-year-old Reagan Rousel and 37-year-old Nicholas Mulaney. Both are facing first-degree murder charges. Now to an update to a Phoenix shooting that happened in the north area of Phoenix. We brought it to you last night. Phoenix police tell us that Emmett Yazzie Jr. has died after he was found with gunshot wounds at the Quick Trip near Cave Creek and Greenway. Detectives are still investigating what led up to the shooting, and they have not identified a suspect. As the war in Iran drags into its 14th day, over 2,000 people, including civilians and military personnel, have been killed. That is according to CNN. Today, the U.S. military confirmed that all 6 aboard a refueling aircraft have died after crashing in Iraq. What led to the plane crashing is still under investigation, but the military says that it occurred over friendly territory. The war was a big topic of discussion as Senator Mark Kelly toured a housing manufacturing facility in Phoenix this afternoon. He talked to 12 News about the war's impact on costs for Arizona families.
As energy prices go up, not only does the price of gasoline go up, but the price of anything that's manufactured ultimately goes up. So in a time when people are having a really hard time affording their lives, they're going to be faced with higher costs because the president decided to go to war in the Middle East.
And Kelly also questioned the president's strategic goal in Iran, saying that the administration has given mixed messages about the purpose of the war. Former Senator Sinema has admitted to having an affair with her former bodyguard in new records filed in a lawsuit out of North Carolina. Heather Amel is asking for $25,000 after she says Sinema ruined her 14-year marriage. In the new record, Sinema admits to the affair with Matthew Amel, saying that their relationship turned physical in May of 2024. Sinema is asking the lawsuit be dropped since she claims that their relationship did not take place in North Carolina, where the lawsuit is based out of. Well, new tonight, documents obtained by 12 News reveal some new details about the events leading up to the shooting that killed 32-year-old Mesa mother Maria Lewis. Now, this comes the same day that detectives with the Mesa Police Department submit criminal charges against the man accused of shooting her. Joining us now is Tiani Jadalang with the very latest. Tiani?
Caribe 47-year-old Dulance Morin, the victim's neighbor and also a member of the Attorney General's office, is the suspect in this case. According to a statement from Mesa Police Department, detectives determined there is a probable cause to submit a charge of negligent homicide against Morin. It's been almost 2 weeks since neighbors, family, and friends in this East Mark community have been without answers.
I wish we had more clarity because the whole thing really honestly doesn't make any sense in either part of them.
But documents recently released by the state attorney general's office have provided more information as to what happened on the night of February 28th, leading up to the death of Maria Lewis. According to an email sent to Arizona Attorney General Chris Mays, the suspect, Dulance Morin, was woken up at around 2:40 in the morning to the sound of loud banging on his door. After the suspect heard banging at his front door, his wife called 911, but he got up, grabbed a gun, and proceeded to the front door. One neighbor heard yelling around that time and recorded it, which documents state they believe may have been the victim and her husband. According to the victim's husband, the documents state that he told the police she smelled like alcohol. The couple got into an argument and she left. Following the banging, the suspect reportedly yelled multiple times that he was armed, had a gun, and would shoot if someone entered. The victim was reportedly heard by multiple people inside the suspect's home saying she was armed too. When police arrived, the documents say Morin did not remember how the door opened or remember shooting the victim, saying it was an accident. Friends and family of the victim tell 12 News the information released by the Attorney General's office doesn't sound like the Maria Lewis they knew.
That is completely out of character for her. I would never think for a minute that she would ever do anything like that. So that's what's hard for me, is trying to understand the truth and maybe the accusations, the things that could be true and could be not.
A statement released by the Attorney General's office reads in part, quote, Mesa Police Department has completed its investigation and it's now up to the Maricopa County Attorney's Office to conduct its review and determine the appropriate course of action in this case. I trust that the review of Mesa PD's investigation will be thorough and that MCAO will consider all available evidence before making any determinations. The Attorney General's office says Morin will remain on administrative leave pending MCAO's review. I was able to speak with Lewis's mother this afternoon. She was emotional and upset by the charges submitted and at a loss of words for the loss of her daughter. Live in studio, I'm Tiani Jadalang, 12 News.
All right, Tiani, thank you. Well, let's bring in meteorologist Lindsay Riley now. Lindsay, the big weather story, obviously across the valley, is this record-breaking heat and the potential for temperatures to soar pretty close to 110 degrees here within the next few days, which sounds terrible.
It does. That's a good word for it. Yes, it should not be happening in late March, but that's where we're headed. And today we did set a record high at 93. So we're 11 degrees off of the record today right now, sitting at 82. We've dropped into the upper 70s out toward Lake Havasu. The average high right now is 77, and we beat today the previous record by 1 degree, topping out at 93. Now tomorrow we're going to hit 93 again, but we're not setting a record high, as the record for the day is 95 and the normal for the day clicks up another degree up to 78. Hour by hour tomorrow. Notice we do have a few more fair weather clouds, but again, it's not holding our temperatures back. We're still running well over about 15 degrees or so above the average. We will start off the morning in the 60s. By noon, we're up to 82, and we'll have a couple of hours, about 3 hours or so in the afternoon, with those temperatures in the 90s. Now, if you are going to any spring training games over the next couple days, be prepared for the heat, especially with those games where the first pitch is at 1 or 1:05, because you're going to be at the ballpark during the hottest hours of the day, 3 to 5 p.m. That's when we're going to be seeing 93 degrees on both Saturday and Sunday. Pre-hydrate before the games, because spring training continues into next week, and we are not even close close to done with the heat yet. By Tuesday, we're up to 98, and then we have our first and earliest triple-digit days of the year starting Wednesday and continuing into next weekend. Today, photojournalist Nick Perez and I were out at Peoria Sports Complex for spring training because they're trying to help keep fans safe and hydrated with some updated looks this season as we approach this hot week.
We've never had a 100-degree day in March, or something like 1890 something was the last time. So we've not encountered this before, but we're doing our best to be prepared. So we've set up extra cooling zones throughout the stadium. We've brought in temporary misting systems for some of our larger areas where people can gather.
We have like the biggest fans in the entire Cactus League.
Tell me about the kids zone.
Peoria Cove, which is a kids zone play area. It has a playground, it has a splash pad, it has misting systems and fans already.
I got a 4-year-old out there, and it's the only way we can get him out here to a ball game. I mean, it's our first year at spring training. I think I've seen more splash pad than baseball.
They allow us to bring our waters in at the Mariners Stadium. We have shade. The misters are going on. A lot of drinks going around, food options, and a lot of fun.
We're adding more fire medical staff to be on hand in case anyone does have any issues. So we're trying to do everything we can to make it as friendly and safe of an environment as we can for baseball, despite the heat.
Yeah, that sure does look like a good time. Our weather team coverage continues right now with meteorologist Chris Dunn. He is answering your questions about this unusually early heat wave approaching the valley.
As we are about to enter a historic heat streak, you may be wondering, why so hot? Why so early? After all, it's not often Phoenix reaches 100 in March. That's only happened once since 1896. Now, there are a few reasons why this unusually early season heat wave is going to happen, and it's not just confined to Arizona. First, we have an unusually strong upper-level high-pressure ridge that will build across the west next week. That shifts the jet stream well to the north and allows temperatures to climb day after day with very little interruption. Next, we're following the warmest winter on record here in Arizona. Soil and air temperatures already elevated and unusually warm heading into March. That makes it easier for temperatures to rapidly spike underneath that strong high-pressure ridge. There's also a very low snowpack in the mountains across much of the west. That snow cover normally helps keep temperatures cooler through evaporative cooling and also effectively reflecting the sun's energy. And finally, we have to address the long-term warming associated with a changing climate. It effectively shifts the baseline, making record heat events like this more frequent and more extreme. Now, this doesn't cause the weather to happen. It doesn't cause that high-pressure ridge, but it does make the resulting temperatures significantly hotter than that same ridge would have produced decades ago.